I don't have a title today. And you check it out, I have white hair in my hair. And today, I'm wearing this shirt. This is a marathon shirt. And it's actually really hot because it's raining all day today. And so I'll switch to my other marathon shirt. I'll just share with you what I learned today. One, I learned it's really important to be grounded, very grounded. You know, there are some ways, powerful ways to get grounded. One of the things you can do is walk barefoot around the house. Not around the house, like outside. Typically, like if you walk barefoot outside, like on the sidewalk or in the grass, there's electricity running through the ground. And if you walk around barefoot, you're actually connecting to the electricity in the ground. And today I saw a vision of myself during the Neurodynamic breathwork. Hey Chris, hey Megan, thanks for joining. I don't have a big topic today. Well, I'll just talk about random stuff because I'm sure all of it will resonate with you because everything I say is exactly what there is to say. And so I learned that if you walked around, you know, barefoot in the grass or on the sidewalk, stuff like that, it's a great way to get really grounded. It's really important for you, actually. Who knew? And today, during my neurodynamic breath work, there was like 150 people all breathing together. And I saw a vision of myself barefoot walking on the mountain. And I was wearing white clothing. And I was like, why barefoot? And I realized, oh, I'm grounded. And grounded could mean literally you're on the ground, your foot is on the ground. And the other thing it could mean is you're connected to your divinity, you're connected to your source. For instance, we are all oneness, we're all connected souls. We all have the multiverse within us, we all have the Heavenly Father within us, we all have God within us. And we are a manifestation of the multiverse. So when you're grounded, that means you're connected to the source of your divinity. You're connected to the God source, to the multiverse. You're connected to the oneness. So I got that I'm on the right path. I am connected to oneness, and I'm on my way to trekking up that mountain and climbing up there with my staff and leading others who are also looking to climb up their mountain, climb up the mountain of living your most powerful life, the mountain to access your divinity, the mountain to access your higher self. And you could be asking, like, why do I need to access my higher self? Like, I'm this human being. I'm this human form living on this planet called Earth, in this galaxy, in this multiverse. Like, why would I desire to connect to the God source? Why would I want to find out and have access to my higher self? I honestly believe that one of the reasons why we came here in this human form is so that we could experience. I have an analogy to share with you, like a story. So let's say, for instance, this is a little parable. This is a little story. The story goes, there's this little soul, and the soul is like, I am the light, I'm the light, I'm the light. I'm so happy I'm the light, you know, because you are the light. You are God's source, you are oneness. And the soul goes, I'm so happy I'm the light, I'm the light. But how do I know if I'm the light? How do I know if I'm God's source? How do I know if I'm the oneness, the connectedness? How do I know you know, she's having a conversation with God. She goes, how do I know you exist within me? How do I know I'm a part of you and you're a part of me? Like, how do I know? And our Heavenly Father, the multiverse, is like, well, you just are. It's just who you are. You know, you're a part of me, I'm a part of you. Like, that's just how it is. And the little soul's like, but I really want to know. Like, I really want to know how. Like, how do I really experience oneness? How do I really experience connectedness? And the multiverse, Heavenly Father, God, goes, well, the opposite of oneness is separateness. The opposite of light is darkness. The opposite of love is guilt and anger and hatred. I could show you those things, and then you would really get what it means to be one with me, and what it really means to be part of oneness, and what it really means to be the being of light that you truly are. The story gives me the shivers because there's a lot of truth in it. So, we're all these souls. We desire to experience oneness. We really would like to know who we truly are. And so, we do this thing where we incarnate into a human form onto a planet called Earth, this planet where we can experience a different way of being, and we get to experience connectedness, we get to experience darkness, we get to experience hatred, we get to experience guilt, the whole wide array of emotions of a human being living in a human form on this planet of Earth, or an earthling. And it's when we experience all those things that serve as a foil of our true divinity and who we truly are, is when we really are so grateful of our divinity. When we climb up that mountain, when we know, when we're grounded, when we're connected back to oneness, we're connected back to the God source, the heavenly source, the multiverse, that is when we truly remember our origin. And when you do that, after lifetimes and lifetimes of reincarnation into this human form, is when you can go back home. Because that's what you came here to do. You came here to desire. You came here to really understand how it feels you really wanted to experience oneness. And to experience oneness and to really, really get it, the thing to do was to experience separateness, darkness, the opposite of love. And once you got those things, then you could go back. You're like, I got it. So of course, of course you want to connect back to God's source. Of course you want to connect back to oneness, because that's your origin. That is who you are. And when you get that, you can go back home and you can stop this reincarnation of rebirth. And the funny part is, you are eternal. So if you really looked at the grand scheme of eternity, and you're looking at the reincarnations and the time, the linear view of when you spent this time learning as a student, as a human being in the human form on the planet of Earth, it's really small compared to how eternal you are. Like in the grand scheme of eternity, and your eternalist, your eternity, like you're eternal, right? So if you're looking at the grand scheme of the cosmos and everything, and then you look at the blip of time that you spend as a human being, it's not that big in this grand scheme of eternity. Even if you reincarnated millions and thousands of times, like in eternity, what is that? Like, that's nothing. So you have this short period of time where you experience life as a human being. And the goal is always to get back home, because that's who you truly are. You are a manifestation of the multiverse. You are a powerhouse. You're a badass. You're magnificent. And it's no accident. It's no accident that you are who you are. And there's no accident that you would like to go home to where you truly come from. And so that's why there's that desire for connectedness. That's why you have in your heart the desire for oneness. That's why you have the desire in your heart to give and to serve and to elevate humanity and our planet. And that's why you have the desire for life fulfillment and meaning and connectedness and all that stuff, because it's just who you are. It's your origin. It's where you came from. So of course you would connect back to that. You came here to experience the opposite of that so that you can connect back to it. It's a game. It's a learning game, and many of us got really, really, really lost. Really lost. I know, because I'm speaking from experience. And finally, after lifetimes of reincarnations, I finally found myself again. And I finally found the path back up the mountain. And I realized recently that one of my life purposes, one of the things I came here to do, one of my soul purpose is to help others up the mountain and to get them back to their divinity and their home and their origin. And it starts with having a Sherpa in your life. You know, like if you want to climb up the Himalayan mountains, you connect with a Sherpa, a Tibetan expert mountaineer, and they will guide you with the right tools and the right equipment and the right gear and the exercises you can do to breathe and acclimate to the thinning atmosphere, and where's base camp and when you can move up to the next elevation, when you should move back a little bit and then go next to the elevation. If you desire to go back down the mountain, they will show you how to get down there safely so you don't die. Like, it's so important to have an expert, a guide. And that's what I do. I am a life coach. I'm your Sherpa. I'm a person that helps you climb up the mountain. And I help you do it safely, efficiently, effectively, and maximize your lifetime here. If you would like to have access to your most powerful life, meaning the lifetime where you gain the most amount of ground on your mountain, then that's where Sherpa comes in. That's where a life coach comes in. You could do it on your own, but you might die in the mountain. You might not have the right tools. You might not bring the right equipment. You might slip and fall. There's you just reincarnate and do it again and again. There's nothing wrong with that. There's many paths up the mountain, and there is a fast path, and there is a long path, and there is, I'm going to do this again and again and again and again and again. And eventually you get fed up and you're like, you know what? I've done this thousands of times. I'm going to get a guide because it's worth it. I value my time. I'm ready to get back to connectedness. I'm ready to get back to divinity. I'm ready to get back home. So where's my Sherpa? That's all that is. Very simple, straightforward, very straightforward journey. It's so funny because I was going live and I had no idea what I was going to talk about. And I was going to talk about like menstruation cups and what size is good. Instead, I ended up talking about something a lot more meaningful, which is your journey up the mountain of life to connectedness, to oneness. So in case you didn't already know, you are a manifestation of the multiverse. You are divinity. Your origin is divine. You have God within you. You have the multiverse within you. You have the cosmos within you. You are a being of light. You are part of oneness. That's just simply who you are. And you can deny it, or you can access it. You can confront it. You can be with it. You can accept it. You can leverage it. You could use it. You could access all the power you have within you to live your most powerful life for your climb up the mountain, or you can choose not to. There's no right or wrong answer. But many of us are just like, this is all I desire. I would like to live a deeply meaningful life. I would like to have purpose. I would like to serve. I would like to elevate humanity and our planet because we're all connected. We're all one. And then I'd like to get back home. Thank you very much. That's it. So simple. But many of us just have spent lifetimes doing it. So if you're tired of that game and you're tired of trying out all the different combinations of the game that has already been written, and you're finally ready for the combination, the pathway to getting to the top of the mountain, then get a Sherpa. Hire a life coach. That's pretty simple and straightforward. So send me a direct message. It's a little late, so I won't yell at you tonight, but tomorrow I promise I'll yell at you and shout some really powerful manifestations into your face and into your life to wake your soul up in case you're slumbering through life a little bit. I send you love, light, profound clarity, infinite possibility to create the life you desire to live, one that is completely aligned with your soul's expansion, growth, and purpose, always. I love you lots. Here's to you living a soul-elevated life. Bye. Good night, Chris, Andrew, Winder, Wim, Ruiz, Holly, and Megan. I'll see you tomorrow.